So obviously the most popular of all these tests is going to be the 40 or the 60-yard dash. Despite how fast you are, there's so many things that we can do, so many principles that we can actually have and teach the technique that will actually advance you and cut your time down. Through experience, these are the best things that I've taken away. So first and foremost, the one thing that I noticed helped me out the most was my first 10 yards. And it starts with the actual start, the stance. You need to figure out what your power leg is. So what I usually tell kids to do is I tell them, imagine there's a basketball hoop there and you're going to dunk the ball. And I tell them dunk off of one foot. The foot that they naturally gravitate towards is going to be their power leg. So for me, this is my left leg. If you're usually right-handed, it's usually your left leg. If you're left-handed, it's usually your right leg. Then what we want to do is we want to set up toes on the line. Since my power leg is my left, I go a half a foot back off the line, and then I go a full foot back off the line. Then I take my right leg and go 90 degrees, make a 90-degree angle with my feet, and that's how wide I go in my stance. This allows me to come off the line a little bit and allows my shin angle to come down more. Remember, we want that shin angle shooting out explosively. Next, what I do is I throw my shoulders over the line. What I want to be able to do is I want my hand to come back right before the line, but I want my head and shoulders in front of my hand. And now on your stance, as far as your upper body setup, I want the chin tucked, I want you holding your breath in tight, and I want your back arm right at your back hip, right in your hip pocket. As far as weight distribution goes, I like about 75% in my back leg, and I like about 25% in my front leg. Now this might be the biggest thing that you hear opposing a lot of other people, but I like that back leg to have that power. When you explode straight out, you don't want to cycle that back leg. You want it to shoot straight out. So you want to get basically straight into your stride. The entire purpose here is everything is moving forward. As I explode out, that backhand is just firing straight up explosively, and the other one is throwing back. Now the first 10 to maybe 15, 20 yards is going to be your acceleration phase. This is where we're still firing off. Our eyes are still focused straight down or right in front of us. They're not popping up. A lot of times what happens is the body will follow the eyes. So if your eyes come straight up, you're going to basically pop your body up. After the acceleration phase, we take one quick breath and then we hold our breath again for the last 40 yards. And honestly, if you get the stance correct, everything else is just reaction, natural reaction. I think that too many people try to correct people's running form, and what that does is take away from the actual athlete. If we can correct them, put them in the proper stance and proper start, the rest will follow itself, and then the athlete will naturally run. A couple things that I do like to work with athletes as far as running form is, one is their arm pump. We need their arms tight. I don't want them running outside. I want them running straight, hand to face, and then opposite hand to back pocket. The other thing that I want them to reach is full hip extension, so their hips are very mobile and they're able to go through the entire stride. So real quick, just to recap, like I said, I place the most emphasis on the 40 start and stance, all right? So having that proper stance with your feet, having that air sucked in tight, almost like the Valsalva movement. I want you to be able to explode out of that without beginning to cycle, and basically being able to get that acceleration phase down. That first 10 yards will set you up for the next 30.